everyone, welcome to the video. In this video we're going to be going over the top 20 Apex Legends weapons, or all of them because there's only 20 weapons. So let's start off with the training match, and I will show you all about it. So for number 20, I have the Mozambique shotgun. I just think this weapon is just not a very useful gun, as it only shoots 3 shots out of shotgun ammo, only 45 damage, just not probably your best selection. You really only take this weapon when it's absolutely necessary. As you can see, no long range really on it, and in general this is just not a weapon you want to have. Next on my list is the number 19 spot, the P2020 pistol. This thing only has 10 ammo in the magazine, and in general this weapon is the one shot. You gotta really spray with your finger, especially on contour. And again, this weapon is just not a gun that you want to have most of the game. Again, you can see that it doesn't do a ton of damage. 12 shots a hit is just not what you probably want. So, in general, I think this weapon could be used in a better state, and definitely probably is not the best. On my list, I have the G7 Scout. Now, this would have been further up on my list, but I just feel like this weapon could be used I think this weapon could use a couple patches, because I feel like this weapon just does not do enough damage long range to be a good weapon. I just feel like either it needs more ammo or it needs to just do more damage at long range. I feel like this weapon is not good enough to be an AR and not good enough to, you know, use as a sniper because it's not enough damage. I would definitely take another weapon instead of this end game. However, this is a decent weapon in mid game. I feel like this could be used if you really like it. I just don't feel like it's very high on my list. This is the RE45. I feel like this weapon is actually pretty good. Some people disagree with me on that, but look at how much it fires. It's obviously a 15 shot, but it can just shred people. And if you get a lot of shots and a lot of headshots, it's going to do a lot of damage. I feel like this weapon could be used a little higher on my list, but I feel like because it's still a pistol and because it's not real good at long range, I feel like this is probably not the best weapon to take in the game, as you probably want a weapon that's better for close range, like a shotgun or another weapon like that. Again, this weapon's pretty good, but probably not one you want to take. Next, we have our first heavy ammo weapon. This is the Flatline AR. This weapon's pretty good, although I feel like maybe it needs a little work because of how much it's just not very consistent on shots. Definitely not as good long range as it could be, as you can clearly see. Now with one shot auto, I kind of like it because it's very accurate at one shot, but I would not take this most times in a game unless this is like the only AR available. I'd probably use it in game like maybe once. So if you like this weapon, fine, but I just do not have this very high on my list because of how not accurate it is. And there's no barrel stabilizer attached to it, so there's really just no way to work with this alternator SMG. I do like this weapon, however, I feel like a lot of people don't just because of how little ammo there is in it. I feel like it just shreds through the ammo, and you just really have no options once you run out. And if you don't have a backup weapon, you're kind of in trouble due to how long it takes to reload. It does not take a real long time to reload, but if you're in the middle of a fight, that's a long time. Now, again, pretty bad at long range. It's only 13 damage from long range. You just don't want to use this long range for sure. Especially in those moving targets, you probably want to use a better weapon. This weapon could be used end game, although again, I would not suggest it. You might take it middle game, but if you still see any other weapon probably higher on my list, then you might want to take it. We have the R99 SMG. This thing is a monster. This thing can just shred people. Now the reason why it's so low on my list, I have a couple reasons. A lot of people really like this weapon. In general, I like it. The problem is how much ammo it just shreds through. I just can't handle that because of how much I use light ammo in different end-game weapons. I just don't feel like this weapon is ideal for my inventory. Because, I mean, you can even see I just sprayed through 13 ammo just like that. So I would use this end game a little more. Maybe I need to start using it a little more, but but I still feel like just inaccurate. And with a barrel stabilizer, it's pretty good. However, I don't suggest this. Tiva 8 shotgun. Now, this weapon in general is pretty good. If you can't get a better shotgun, I would definitely consider taking this. Maybe end the game again if nothing's available. Maybe your loot is pretty slim, but in general, I would take this if you do not have a better gun or a better shotgun. I would definitely take this over the Mozambique, again being the last one. You always probably want to have a shotgun in your inventory. If you can't get a Peacekeeper or a Mastiff, you definitely probably want it. Next, we have the Prowler SMG. Now, this weapon in general, I think is pretty good. It is burst fire, but when you have it with an extended light mag, you shoot. Well, you shoot 5 bullets at a time when you use it now, but when you have an extended light mag, it's amazing. It's basically an automatic weapon. In fact, actually, it is an automatic weapon. So it becomes automatic, and this weapon is really good for endgame if you can find that extended light mag attachment. But if you can't, then this weapon is probably not a weapon you want to use endgame, considering it only does 5 shots, and the reload time is pretty good, but in general, just not a weapon I would take endgame. Unless, again, if you have that barrel stabilizer attachment or the
we have
extended
our
first energy ammo weapon, and that is the triple take. This weapon is it's a sniper. In general, it's pretty good. I would take this endgame again if there's no other sniper available. The only thing is, like the G7 Scout, it just does not do a ton of damage per hit. Now, that is why I've tried to avoid this weapon as best I can, but yet still, I think because of how slim energy ammo is, I just would not consider taking this weapon most of the time. Especially when you can have a better energy ammo weapon that might be more. The devotion is really good. I'd say this weapon is probably, I have it number 10 on my list. This isn't in the top 10. However, the only reason I don't like this is just how inaccurate it is. But I will say, look at how much damage this does. I mean, look at this. 600 to the entire, well, 400 that time. But a couple times you can get 600 damage to the entire round. That is just shredding the enemy. Now, I would have had this higher on my list, but I do feel like that there are some weapons that could be more useful in game, considering if you want to look and see how bad this weapon is from long range. Now, look at this. You're probably not going to hit many targets from long range with this. Again, it's a pretty useless weapon at long range. I mean, you're just not going to hit much. But I would definitely consider taking this for close range. If you're better at close range, maybe you have this a little higher on your list. Now, me, I like to play it back, and I like to use the AR a lot to fight long range. But some people don't. So, in general, this weapon is pretty good, but I would probably not advise taking it unless you really like that close range combat. Next, we have the Hemlock Burst AR. Now, this weapon is pretty good. This is a weapon that you probably want to take most of the time, especially if you like that single fire mode, because look at how accurate it is from single fire. I haven't missed a single target with it single fire yet. Now, I definitely, when I play Apex Legends, I always want to have the single fire mode because of how much damage it can do if you're accurate. Now, this weapon is really good with burst as well. As you can see, at long range, burst is pretty good. But in general, this weapon is probably one you want to take. I mean, you always want to have an AR. So I would advise taking this if it ever comes up as an option. Next, we have the longbow. Now, the longbow, I really like because of how much damage it can do if you're accurate with it. Now, the thing is, this is probably a 4-shot kill weapon, so you have to make sure you hit all your shots. Now, the thing about this is, with a scope on it, it's usually very accurate. Now, you can see at long range, it's pretty good to hit, but if you can't hit those moving targets, then I would not advise taking this unless you really are pretty accurate on snipers. This is just one on my list that I feel like I like. Unless I can get a better sniper, which there's probably only 1 or 2 I would take more than this, then I would not trash an opportunity to use this weapon. This weapon is pretty good, guys. I have gotten multiple kills with this weapon in a game, and I would just, this is a sniper, okay? Just don't trash the opportunity. We have the Spitfire now. This thing is an absolute weapon. This thing can just shred your enemies, and in general, you don't want to mess with this if you have the opportunity to take this weapon. Because this weapon in general is just, it's a thing. I mean, you can already see how much damage it can do just through an entire round. This thing is definitely better than the Devotion. Judging that the Devotion has energy ammo, I like the thing about this weapon because it has heavy ammo, and heavy ammo is a little easier to find than the Devotion's energy ammo. This weapon is number 7 on my list, and getting higher on the list, as again, in these top 8 or 7, these are weapons you probably want to take middle to end game most. Now, many people have this weapon as their number 1. Now, I would have this weapon as a higher on my list, but the problem is, if you don't have turbocharger attachment, it takes a very long time to heat up, and if you're just getting melted by an enemy, you probably want to have a weapon that's just automatic and you turn around and just start shooting them. Now, the thing about this weapon is it does do a lot of damage, and the fact that it does this much damage at close range is really, really good. As you can see, you just absolutely can just shred your enemies with this. I would definitely advise taking this. It is definitely an SMG weapon, so I would advise taking this if it ever comes up as an opportunity. Definitely middle game, and if you really like it, I'd take it any game. We have one of my personal favorite weapons is the R301 carbine. Now, this weapon is definitely my favorite AR in the game because it can go burst fire, it can go automatic, it can go any type of fire you like. I definitely like this weapon as a single fire because of how accurate it is. With a scope on it, you can just rack up those kills really quick, and if you really like to get those quick kills with the AR, I would advise taking this. This is my weapon, probably one of my top 2 most used weapons in the game because of how easy it is to find, but yet still so useful. This weapon is good at long range, it's good at short range, as you can see, and I would take this as an automatic at close range and a single fire at long range. Now, if you really like those single fire weapons at long range, which I don't, or if you don't like the automatic weapons at long range, then don't use them. Use a single fire like I'm shooting it right now. On PS4, you press the left joystick to switch it. I'm not sure what it does on PC. That might depend on your keybinds, but on Xbox, it's the same thing as PS4. So what you do is you just make sure that you have this weapon equipped with the shooting style you like it, and then you can just melt people with this. My favorite weapon in the game, the Peacekeeper. This thing is really good. Now, this is not number 1 on my list, but again, this is not my favorite weapons. This is what I rank the best weapons in the game. This weapon has saved me so many times in a game I can't even count. So this weapon is definitely a weapon you want to take if it comes up, and if you can't find a better weapon, then I would definitely advise taking this, because this thing is good from medium range to close range. Definitely don't use this at long range because of how much it only does 10 damage long range. But look at this. You can hit almost 2 targets at the same time with this because of how many shots it fires. It fires 5 shots at a time. Well, 5 sprays at a time. And look at that. I just hit 3 targets at a time. So this weapon is just a weapon you definitely want to use if you can get it. This weapon is an end game killer. If most people do not have this weapon, then you're in good shape, because this is a weapon that is tough to counterfeit, and if you like that close range combat, again, you probably want to take it. On my list, I have the number 3 Wingman. Now, this thing surprised most people when I picked it. Now, here's my explanation. Look at how much damage it does per shot. So that's 45 every time you get a hit, and with 6 shots in the magazine, that is like 200 damage that you can do just like that. And I mean, I'm telling you, you don't want to pass up an opportunity to use this. At 90 damage on a headshot, this thing, you could go 90, 90, and then a body, and you would kill someone. That's 3-shot kill. That's better than the G7 Scout. That's better than the triple take. That's better than most weapons in this game. This thing is a long-range weapon. This thing is a short-range weapon. You can hit this anywhere you want. You can, if you have a quick finger, I would definitely advise using this because of how much shots you can get off. And in general, the reload time is pretty quick, so I would definitely advise taking this. Next, we have the Kraber Gold Sniper. Now, this thing is just a beast. 250 damage on a shot. You just don't want to pass up an opportunity to take this. If you body shot someone with 125, headshot, it's over 200 damage, which is easily over to kill someone. Even if they have that gold armor, this would just wreck someone. Now, do I really have to explain why this weapon is good? Not really, because this thing is just a beast, okay? This thing, you don't want to miss an opportunity to take this weapon if it ever comes up. Now, it only comes in care packages, which is why it's rare. This thing has killed me so many times, it's not even funny. And again, this is just most Apex players' worst nightmare. We have my #1 favorite, well, yeah, probably my favorite weapon, just the #1 best gun in this game, is the Mastiff Gold Shotgun. Now, most people have this at their #1 best weapon in the game. But just look at how much damage it does in just 3 shots. You can wreck someone with this thing. And in general, if you're at long range, too, see how much damage it does even at that distance. It does 108 even at long range. On this thing, look at that. Did you see how much damage I just did right there? That is a lot of damage. And if you really want to get a lot of enemies down, you probably want to take this. Because, I mean, this thing, 5 shots, spray, and again, this is a gold weapon, okay? You only find this in a chest. So I would definitely recommend taking this, as this is probably the #1 gun in the game. This is the one you want to always take. So thank you guys for watching this video. We will see you guys in the next video. I really enjoyed making this video because I wanted you guys to see what I like, and I really just think this is a cool video to make because a lot of people have made this video, and you guys can see what you guys like as well. So thank you guys again for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Watch my videos. Most of the time I stream Fridays and Saturday mornings. We will have a stream later on today. So anyway, thank you guys, and we will see you. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like in the description below and subscribe to Ghost Goblin Gaming. Also comment what you think is your #1 weapon in Apex Legends.